Because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme
Okay.
Court. I travel not for business and commerce.
Same thing. Same thing.
If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened.
All right, everyone. Today we've got one of the most clueless sovereign citizens I've ever seen. This guy somehow managed to rack up 17 tickets from a single traffic stop. Yeah, you heard that right. And to make things even crazier, he's in court acting like he's not even the defendant. How does that even happen? But don't worry, the judge isn't having any of it and shuts him down completely. You'll want to stick around for that. In the meantime, let me know in the comments, what do you think this guy's IQ is on a scale from 1 to 10? Personally, after watching this, I'm giving him a solid 2. Now let's jump in and break down exactly what charges this guy is facing.
Count 1, drove while license suspended. Count 2, open alcohol in a motor vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false forged info to police officer. Driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 1, open alcohol in a motor vehicle driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Count 1, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 2 of that same ticket is drove while unlicensed.
17 citations. This guy is out here collecting them like they're trophies. Honestly, he might be the final boss of sovereign citizens. I'm not even sure he can count to 17, yet somehow he managed to rack up 17. Violations like it's some kind of personal record, but enough talk. Let's dive in and see what this guy has to say for himself.
Aaron Ruck on behalf of Mr. Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, state your name.
I object to the counsel.
What was that?
I object to counsel.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on special appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living Williams, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Talley Williams? Do you know Timothy Talley Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the
Okay.
living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cat that stays on my ticket.
Okay. All right, so do you want to try and resolve these today or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you need an offer, is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just, because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme
Okay.
Court.
Yeah, because the U.S. Constitution totally gives you the right to break the law and then act like you don't exist in court just because your name is in all caps on a ticket. Seriously, can someone make this make sense? If any of you actually understand what this guy is talking about, let me know in the comments because I'm lost. These sovereign citizens really think they can just walk away from legal trouble by spouting nonsense. But guess what? That's not how it works. Courts have shut this down over and over again. Just look at United States versus Harwell or United States versus Cooper. At this point, these people are just mocking the legal system. They call themselves U.S. nationals or sovereign citizens, but it all comes down to one thing. They don't want to take responsibility for their actions. But what do you guys think? Is this dude actually serious? Or is he just playing dumb to dodge his tickets?
So if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed. And so if you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled. I have a passport, and I'm traveling. I don't drive. I just drive here.
Hold on, but if you drive in a vehicle, you need to have a driver's license. Your passport does not enable you the ability to be able to drive on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce.
Same thing. They have to have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, all 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So, Mr. Williams, I can't go back and forth. I have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if you don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
But for the record, Your Honor, I don't drive.
Go ahead.
For the record,
Okay.
I do not drive.
Okay,
Your Honor.
so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me to get you a, yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
Boom. Now that's what I'm talking about. This prosecutor came in swinging and completely shut this guy down. Exactly what needed to happen. She basically hit him with a mic drop moment right there. If this sovereign citizen wants to pretend he's not the person on the ticket, then fine. Let's just issue a warrant for the guy whose name is on it. I love seeing judges and prosecutors who aren't putting up with this nonsense. Now, I just hope the judge actually takes her advice, because at this rate, the court's docket is going to be a disaster by the time this dude is done. What do you all think? Did she go too far, or was this exactly what needed to happen? Let me know in the comments.
Mr. Williams, on these tickets?
Excuse me?
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets? Because that's fair. That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yes.
Oh.
I stand.
So do you want to, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no?
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened by prison if I don't agree to these tickets.
Who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issued a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested. But she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these tickets. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out. Then I'm gonna give you all the time in the world, and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today. Okay? I don't mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now. Okay, so just give me a moment.
Now this guy has to sit around for 3 more hours just to be heard again. What a way to waste your day, right? But trust me, this next part is pure gold because the judge literally talks to him like he's 5, breaking everything down step by step like she's teaching him how to tie his shoes. It's honestly like watching a kid throw a tantrum after being told no by their mom, but this dude thinks it's some kind of major legal showdown. Let's jump back in and watch how this all plays out.
We call in the matter of the people versus Timothy Talley Williams. These matters were called on the record previously. I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have and all of his questions answered about the matters that are before this court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir, now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right? Did you want to be presented with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered in exchange. He did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver, Attorney Snyder, and it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this sorted out today. That's,
right. So so the options are, so these are your options. You can ask for a pretrial. That'll give you some time to get documents together and to get everything back in order and then present it to the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Every single one of these officers who have made these allegations would have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the three, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time to the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, then it just remains as is and goes, it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Yeah.
All right, so I said, huh?
Rights, and I don't understand what's going on. So
Okay. I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not listening, so I was just taking it in my own hands.
All right. Sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're going to give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contract. If I have no contract with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I being took for this? I'm going through the proper procedure to have my rights protected under the Constitution and Supreme Court. So,
Of Michigan?
of Michigan, what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
Wrong again, buddy. The 10th Amendment clearly gives states the power to handle civil matters like traffic violations and citations. In other words, yes, states can pass and enforce laws, no matter how much sovereign citizens try to argue otherwise. And let's not forget the full faith and credit clause, which requires states to recognize each other's public records, including, you guessed it, traffic tickets. So there's no magical loophole to escape the law just because you don't like it. I guarantee this guy has no clue about any of this. But hey, they definitely don't teach actual law in YouTube law school. What do you think? Does this guy seriously believe he's found a loophole, or is he just that delusional? Let me know in the comments.
All right, they wouldn't have jurisdiction over local matters though. And that's gonna be the problem. You're gonna run into every time, Mr. Williams, that local matters are held. The Constitution extends the right for us to locally handle certain matters, such as ordinance violations, misdemeanors, driving offenses.
Right. So if I'm not a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. national. What jurisdiction does that fall under? I'm not a resident or a U.S. citizen.
Oh, you don't live in the United States of America?
I live in the United States of America, but not under the jurisdiction.
So that's your resident. Are you born, like, do you have you said you have a passport, is the United States of America passport?
United States of America, but not the United States, the federal territory.
Oh, you didn't get so you don't have like a federal passport given to you. It's not a passport issued by the United States of America.
It is. Now my status is corrected.
And that's a wrap on this nonsense, for now. This guy decided to take his case to pre-trial, so we'll definitely be seeing him again Apparently, he thinks he's some kind of legal mastermind, but let's be real. You'd have to be completely delusional to push these arguments with a straight face. I'll say this. The judge was pretty lenient with him. She could have shut him down way earlier, and in my opinion, she gave him way too much room to ramble on with his sovereign citizen nonsense. A stricter judge probably would have cut him off the moment he started claiming traffic laws don't apply to him, because, spoiler alert, they do. Now, maybe the judge was just playing it smart and letting him embarrass himself, which, to be fair, made for some entertaining courtroom drama. But from a court efficiency standpoint, total waste of time. What do you guys think? Was the judge too soft, or did she handle it the right way? Let me know in the comments. I post every single day, so stay tuned for more wild courtroom moments just like they.